and welcome to another episode of HBO Max. We're back, baby. And we're sort of back too with Harry Potter movie Magic Time, but not really. Yes, but
It's
no.
we're doing the Fantastic Beasts movies, which are Harry Potter adjacent.
Yes.
This is gonna be a much different 3 episodes than the last time we were in a Harry Potter
Yes, it's
universe.
there's going to be, I can foreshadow, not for this movie as much, but for the next one and probably the third one, a lot of gripes, especially with the lore.
We haven't, so neither of us have seen the third one yet,
Correct.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you and I have talked about the second one a lot.
Yes.
It is I did put it like consistently as like it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen from like mostly from a screenwriting perspective. It is so bad, but that's a topic for the next episode.
Gotta tease it.
Yeah. I remember this movie, the one that we're doing today.
Mm-hmm.
It's just called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, right? They didn't.
Yeah. No subtitle.
I remember this movie being better than it was. I remembered it being like pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it last night and it fucking sucks.
It's a movie. Yeah. It's interesting because there's no plot line to the actual physical Fantastic Beasts Where to Find Them book. It's a textbook that the Hogwarts students get in their first year. I don't even know which class. Okay, sidebar. I don't even know which class this is going to be used for because they don't take care of magical creatures their first year, but for some reason they still need this book.
Well, I mean, so you could imagine because they Defense Against the Dark Arts probably, right?
Okay.
Because throughout the first like couple movies, you see fucking Quirrell talking about the iguana and shit, right?
I have the textbook in my bookshelf. I should have looked to see if there was an iguana type creature, or if he just had an iguana hanging out.
I had the book when I was a kid, and I also had the Quidditch Through the Ages, were the two that they put out.
Yep.
Really small books.
They are
really small. Like they
It's an
probably could have gotten away. I mean, they were like sort of just like a really cheap cash grab where they obviously just like shoved it out the door as quick as possible.
Yeah, because
So, like I'm
2001.
surprised they haven't like released like a full big Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
They released an illustrated version. I don't have the illustrated version, so I can't talk about like what's inside of it, but I know they released like after these movies. I think the first movie came out. They came out with an illustrated version. Like I said, I've never seen it physically, so I don't know how thick that book actually is, or if it's just a thin book, just big with pictures. But yeah, they're tiny little books. Like you can't even see them on my shelf.
A lot of people have said like, oh, what a stupid idea for a movie. I actually think like the idea for this first movie to do like, hey, we're gonna set it in the back and we're gonna call it Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, because that's like, I think that's like generally a big enough Harry Potter touchstone that like the general audience will know Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is a Harry Potter thing.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know why they tried to make this into a series.
Yeah.
This should have just been one movie, and then the next one you do something completely different, and maybe Eddie Redmayne shows up. But to like try to like it doesn't even make sense for like what they want to do, because as this goes forward, it is all about like the Grindelwald
Grindelwald
thing.
Yeah.
So why center your series around like the least important person in the entire thing?
It makes zero sense why they kept the name Fantastic Beasts Where to Find. Oh, and it's also Grindelwald and Dumbledore and like this huge plot point from the last Harry Potter book. Like it's
It's perplexing. It's very much feels like one of those like corporate things where they needed. I don't even know if like they intended it to be the name of the series, but they just needed some banner to release them as
Right.
like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're just like Fantastic Beasts.
Here we go. And the one of the longest book titles as well is here's Fantastic Beasts Where to Find Them. Also, The Secrets of Grindelwald. Fit all the words.
I don't remember if we mentioned this on a podcast that we did before or whatever, but I like that in the future the implication of Fantastic Beasts colon the crimes of Grindelwald implies that the crimes of Grindelwald involved Fantastic Beasts, and that the secrets of Dumbledore is that he has Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, I cannot wait for the other two movies to come out too to see what these beasts are gonna get up to next. It's I don't even I've only seen Crimes of Grindelwald once, so I can't even remember how much the beasts are actually
Yeah.
in the
And
movie.
people don't know this because, like I said, me and you have talked about this movie a lot.
Too much.
McKenna does not remember a single
I
thing from
don't
the
remember
movie.
anything.
I don't either.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
It is like one of the most impossible movies to follow of all time.
Oh god,
It's
yeah.
so bad.
Especially because it just is just like, oh, by the way, it's Grindelwald's story now. Newt Scamander who? Has some animals.
Well, they also focus on Ezra Miller a whole bunch,
Watch
who's
out,
also not
Hawaii.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. It hmm.
In this movie, his haircut is fucking ridiculous.
I forgot. Yeah. Like Ezra they go through so cuz I think they have a different haircut in the next movie too. And I'm
Yeah,
going,
he has like his standard Ezra Miller
yeah,
haircut in the
yeah,
next
yeah.
movie. In this one, he's got the like
The bowl
he
cut.
yeah. Do you know who Mark Davis is, the owner of the Oakland Raiders?
No.
He has that haircut. It's
Oh my
hilarious.
god. Poor guy. Yeah, it's a look, that's for sure. Oh, and with that, let me go into some fun facts because it includes costume design.
Okie doke.
Here we go. All right, Fantastic Beasts: Where to Find Them. Released November 18th, 2016. Budget of $175 to $200 million. It made $114 million and was the 8th highest grossing film of 2016. Do you want to guess what the first highest grossing film of 2016 was?
2016?
Mm-hmm.
Was it the Aquaman? Was it Aquaman?
You're on the right track with superhero, though.
Is it one of the Avengers movies?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Civil War. Captain America.
Oh,
Civil
okay,
War.
Civil War.
Yeah.
I thought that was 2015. Okay.
That time span is a blur to me. That's when I was in high school.
Yeah, me
I don't know
too.
what was happening. Things were going on. It was nominated for 5 British Academy Film Awards, and it won.
Really?
Yeah, it won Best Production
BAFTAs
Design.
are fake.
That.
It won Best Production Design?
Yeah, and 2 Academy Awards, and it won Best Costume Design. It was also nominated for Best Production Design for an Oscar, but it didn't win that one.
I mean, costume design, like, I guess it's not that impressive. It's just like regular suits and stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody's. Colin Farrell's suit looks nice, I guess. I don't know. Production design though, that makes no sense because like the thing that one of the like real big problems with this movie is that like it looks entirely shot on a green screen.
Because it was rebuilt. It was not filmed in New York. It was filmed in England, and it was completely built from the ground up because New York wasn't good enough, I guess. I don't know.
It like for most of this movie, it straight up nothing looks like they're ever on. Like none of the props, none of the like the walls of the buildings they're in, every single thing looks like it's completely in a computer. Like it's insane. It literally like I think that they went too far with what they thought CG could do, and it probably looked fine at the time.
Mm,
But like today, when you look at like what's the kind of stuff they're doing in the volume and like for like the Mandalorian and stuff,
right.
like this looks like shit.
Yeah, it's not too great for 2022. It's got 2 sequels, as we mentioned, Crimes of Grindelwald and Secrets of Dumbledore. And there's supposed to be 2 more coming out. It was originally a
I
trilogy.
think they've been. I think they've officially been canceled now, right?
Have they?
I think so. I think they're done.
Wow.
I'm gonna check right now, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I'm even more
Um,
curious to see how Grindelwald or excuse me, Secrets of Dumbledore ends, because this movie ends with like a quote unquote cliffhanger with like Scamander seeing like the bit of the of Ezra Miller's cloth thing flying out. So I don't remember, like we said, don't remember anything how the Crimes of Grindelwald ends.
so
But
in April 2022, Variety reported that Warner Brothers greenlighting the final 2 installments would be dependent on the critical and commercial performance of The Secrets of Dumbledore. I know the reception wasn't good. I know a lot of people are saying that the movie was awful.
Mm,
It made 400 million on a 200 million budget, which would like be fine
mhm.
if it wasn't a Harry
Yeah.
Potter movie, because this movie had a $200 million budget and it made almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like that's what the movie is. These are supposed to be. Is Harry Potter movies are supposed to be $1 billion
Right,
when it
right.
comes out. So it only doubling its budget,
Ugh.
technically making its money back. That's not good. I imagine, yeah, these are probably canceled, especially now with like Ezra Miller being a main character, and they've had to
Oh.
drop Johnny. They've recast
I forgot
Grindelwald
about
is a different actor in every
What?
movie.
Wait, does he change in Crimes of Grindelwald, or is he still Johnny Depp in Crimes of Grindelwald? Did
He
that happen
in
between?
no Crimes of Grindelwald, he's Johnny Depp,
Okay, and then the
and then
others
in
he's
Secrets of
playing
Dumbledore,
someone.
he's Mads Mikkelsen,
I'm
and in this one, he's Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, which I will say I have one Funko Pop from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It is Percival Graves. I loved Colin Farrell.
He's a great actor.
He's very good.
I love him, like everything
This
that he's in. He's one of the best parts of this movie.
this is the only Colin Farrell movie I've seen, and I loved him. So one
We'll
for
have to
one.
we'll have to do one. When we finish this, we'll pick a Colin Farrell movie on HBO.
He has the toll booth one, right? Or the not the toll booth, the phone booth thingy, right? That movie where he's stuck in the phone booth. Is that Colin
Phone
Farrell?
booth, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I know about it.
Yeah, phone booth.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, that's a movie I think he's in.
Well, that's good. It's a good movie.
That's it. That's all I've got. That's Percival Graves in phone booth. The what are my notes? What do they say here? Okay, so it was announced in September 2013. I remember this. I remember finding this out on Tumblr. I was 12 years old. I had just started 7th grade. I was texting all of my friends. I was bouncing off of the walls excited. And then I felt like nothing for like a year or two. And then it came out, and it was the greatest moment of my life. I was a sophomore in high school. It was originally rumored that Alfonso Cuarón was going to direct it. He showed interest in directing this movie.
That would have been so much better.
I know. But they didn't ask him to come back. Instead, they brought back David Yates, who directed the last 4 Harry Potter movies. They also brought back David Heyman, who produced all the Harry Potter movies, and Steve Kloves, who wrote all but one of the Harry Potter movies. And also, this is J.K. Rowling's debut as a screenwriter.
Yeah, that's she's not good at it.
No, not
I don't know. So she must have wanted to do it,
Mm-hmm.
which is why they let her, because
Right.
I imagine that it was essentially like, hey, yeah, you can do this, but I have to be able to write the script or whatever.
Right.
And they I know for the next couple they took that ability away from her. She's bad at it.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like the writing is bad in this movie for like a lot of reasons. We'll get into a little bit later, but like the really big problem with this movie like is just it's so fucking boring. Um, I like kept checking in on the time when watching this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway through it, they still haven't said what the plot of the movie
Yeah.
is.
It takes a
The
hot sec.
yeah, they're the act breaks are like not distinct
Mm-hmm.
and like the movie has no forward momentum. It feels like it's written by somebody who writes long books because the characters just sort of just do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's it's it's a it's bad. It's
it's
really
not
bad.
great. No. Yeah, it's I have the bound version of the script on my bookshelf, and it is about the same length as Sorcerer's Stone. Like it's scary. It's yeah, it's got some thickness.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder what like like there what is the inciting incident of the movie? Is it when the senator gets attacked like an hour and a half into the movie?
I
Is the inciting incident when he switches briefcases with the guy? Because that ends up not actually being the plot of the movie. It's just
right.
something they fuck around with for an hour.
Yeah, they use it to just introduce Kowalski, and then
But they spend so long doing that stuff.
yeah,
Because like the
it's
actual plot is the senator who gets murdered, and that happens like an hour and a half into the movie.
yeah, and you don't okay. So it's like you see the senator once whenever they bring the anti-witch lady into the, and then he's like killed in the next scene that he's in. It's like oh
Well, who's the first person that gets killed? Because somebody gets killed and they think it's one of his beasts.
oh okay wait hold on okay wait let's see no I have no idea. It's like I know that Kowalski gets like bit with the Murtlap, and that's why he's like hanging out and chilling.
That's at like the very
The
no. That's
beginning.
when they go to his apartment, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then accidentally lets them out. Oh no, that was before. And then
Somebody gets
somebody.
killed by the obscural thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Is it when they find the wand in the weird lady's house and then it blows up,
Oh, and then
right?
yeah, and then the mom dies. Like she like gets sucked up. I don't know.
So that's the inciting incident of the movie?
So
Something that like we couldn't remember happened. Like it's completely inconsequential and like it's it's bad movie writing.
yeah,
It's really really bad.
it's yeah, not great.
Why is Newt at the bank to begin with?
The Niffler. The Niffler gets loose and then he niffles things.
When does it get loose? I thought it got loose while he was in the bank.
No, he got loose. Oh, I know it. Okay, so he's like, they're talking about anti magic shit out
Okay,
front of the
yeah,
bank.
yeah.
And then there's like a scene, a close up of his briefcase, and like you see the little hand come out, and he like escapes somehow. And then because there's a coin that flips, they make a big deal about this coin flipping, and then he escape.
Oh.
He like senses it, and he escapes, and then he goes after the coins. And it's a bank, of course. Out of all the places he could have gotten out, it was a bank, and that's where all the shiny things are.
Okay, see, I didn't follow that. I thought that like it was like, oh, okay, the briefcase isn't open. He like closes it back, and then I thought he went to the bank and then it got out.
No, he went to
Ah.
make because it got out. Yeah.
This movie's bad at like letting you know when important things are happening
Yeah.
because like you don't know that he loses his briefcase.
No.
Like there isn't like you would do it's a pretty common shot in a movie where people like exchange luggage
Right.
where they do like like a shot of them picking up each other's briefcases in a way that you know that's happened. That
Right.
doesn't happen in this
No.
movie. It's just later on they open the briefcase. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's
Like,
not your briefcase.
I thought it was going to happen because Kowalski bumps into Newt going into the bank. And I thought that's when it was going to happen. But it doesn't. And it's like, bro, why? That's a perfect shot to do that then. But no, and then it's not apparent that they accidentally switched or whatever. Like, I don't even remember how they switched.
I don't think it's shown.
I don't think
I
it's
think
shown either.
it's supposed to be like a twist where you get to the thing, they open the briefcase and it's not Newt's briefcase. And it's like, oh, they must have switched. But it's like that's not how you do that.
Yeah.
That's not when the audience is supposed to be finding out. It's when the characters are supposed to be finding it out. It's
Also, how well do you think pastries would hold up in a briefcase like that? Walking around New York, getting bumps all the time.
it'd probably be fine.
Okay.
If you cooked them that morning,
Oh, that's
I think
true.
it'd be okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I could go for pastry. Sorry, I'm hungry. I got a few more fun facts. I like a couple more. Newt Scamander. So Eddie Redmayne, Rowling chose him. No, he didn't have to audition, but before he realized that, Matt Smith and Nicholas Hoult were considered for the role of Scamander, and Michael Cera was considered for the role of Kowalski, but he passed for Lego Batman.
Good choice.
Yes.
Good choice. Matt Smith would have been good.
Yeah.
He would have done good. It's weird he's not in Harry Potter.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like he should have been Grindelwald.
Oh, he would have been a good Grindelwald.
He would have been great Grindelwald.
That would have been good. Make him that if they come back for the 4th movie.
Yeah, Grindelwald just has to be played by a different actor in every single movie.
Exactly. It's like it's cursed, like the Defense Against the Dark Arts post. It's fine.
Eddie Redmayne does a good job.
Yeah.
He gives it like a really good performance. For the most part, all the actors are pretty good in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is one of the strengths of the movie is that like Newt is pretty a good character. Tina Goldstein's really good in it.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Fogler really kills it doing the comedy bits. They do think he's like acting weird through the whole movie. I don't think that's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's mostly just J.K. Rowling thinking that needs to be a thing.
Right.
I don't know. Queenie, the lady who plays Queenie, she does a good job with a character who is real shitty. Like that's really bad written character.
Yeah, she's not great. No.
Yeah, everybody does a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
I like the cast that they got for this.
Yeah, definitely good cast. It's I was watching a movie recently with the actress that plays Tina, and but it was for like 10 years prior, and I was like, I know this woman from it's Tina, but she was playing
Catherine
like
Watterson.
Yeah. She was playing a teenager, but she was like 27. It was a weird movie. I wouldn't recommend it, but it just threw me off.
Huh.
Yeah, but
she's a good actress. She's done a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, she's pretty decent. Pretty decent from what I've seen.
Pretty decent.
So I've got a few questions or things that made me question everything.
Okay.
So this one to it's a little bit of a softball, something to get your brain working. So beginning of the film, there's a newspaper, flies through a bunch of headlines. One that's
pretty good opening sequence.
It is pretty good. It reminds me of Half-Blood Prince.
Mm.
Whenever like the newspaper's flying through. One of the headlines: Wizards baffled. Is soccer the no matches Quidditch? What are your thoughts on this? Is soccer the Muggle Quidditch?
Um, I guess, given that it's like an old sport
Mm-hmm.
that's been around. I don't know a lot about Quidditch, but I would say like actually basketball is probably Muggle Quidditch.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, basketball has a lot of weird rules and stuff, and
Right.
it's a bit more dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. I can get behind that. All right. Why does Newt have to go through customs?
Yeah,
It seems.
he goes through like regular customs,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
Like
why is he gotta go? He's a.
and we have well established through Harry Potter moving magic time that there's like a fucking million ways to travel as a wizard. So it's weird that he's traveling like a muggle.
He's like, I feel like, especially for him with the briefcase full of illegal animals, like, why? Like, you're gonna get caught, bro. It's not gonna go well.
It's weird that he's apparently the only person studying animals in the wizarding world.
Yeah, it makes
That's fucking weird.
Magizoology, like, they're what? It makes
Like
no
the wizards
sense.
are just like, nah, fuck animals. Nobody wants to know about those. Fuck them all. They're
Right,
all
exactly.
bad.
Like, treat 'em bad. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, it's. Hmm. The American rules too are just bonkers because it's like you can't be friends with a muggle. The animals have strict laws. It's very strict.
Well,
I guess
there's that is one of the biggest problems of this movie and really this entire movie series, which is that man, J.K. Rowling one doesn't know anything about America, which is weird. Like it's weird that she set this movie in America despite not having like any kind of familiarity with like American culture
Mhm.
because she writes it really really bad. She like is trying to make a comment about American racism
Yeah.
with the No-Mages and does it entirely with white wizards. Like everybody in this movie's white basically. And so to be like to make a movie where one of the major talking points in it is interracial marriage and then to not have any of the characters be black is kind of a problem.
Yeah, it's rough. Um
And
also,
like, oh man, especially like when we get into like the next couple, it's like, oh, World War II happens, and
oh my
she does not respond well to it.
Here we go. Also, was there a revival of like the anti-magic stuff like in 1926? Because oh boy, they hit that hard. Like the
Not
type of like the
really. It
Salem witchcraft and
seems
whatnot.
I believe there's some kind of ties into it because somebody mentions like prohibition in the movie,
Right. Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
they're sort of tying into the temperance movement, which again is bad because she doesn't know American history. The temperance movement wasn't like a religious movement, it was like a women's movement for like female empowerment because their husbands were getting drunk and hitting them all the time.
Oh.
So that's not good. It's like just some of the ignorance that shows through in the movie, which is a problem. But like she doesn't seem to address that like the Great Depression's about to happen and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's set in New York, and it's it's bad. It. I mean, I get it. Like if you're doing um. It's a fictional world, right? So fictional things are going to happen in it. So
Mhm.
like having a like anti magic movement from the Muggles is fine. it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one, it's a weird. It can be interpreted super weird as like fuck America. Like Britain doesn't have like a racism problem too, which is a weird kind of beat to be taking. Um, but also like it doesn't. The power dynamic doesn't make sense. Like, why are the wizards afraid of the Muggles? It's pre-World War II. Like, other than the machine gun, what possibly can humans even do to wizards? You have like you could just say a word and kill people. So it doesn't make sense for the wizards to be like so afraid of the no mages and like their movement to be mad about magic.
Yeah, it's weird.
So is the implication of this movie that like the Salem witch trials were like actually killing witches?
It seems that way from how hard they hit on it. Um, it. I forgot how much that part of the plot is like in this movie and
Yeah,
how big of a
it's
deal it is.
weird.
It is very weird. And like, yeah. Hmm. And then also, I want to just how creepy it is, like the girl doing hopscotch in the house and like the rhyme she says about witches or like how her mom's gonna kill the witches or whatever. Very, very creepy, very weird little girl things. Not a fan. um. I wish they would have talked about. Oh, this page ripped in my notebook. How the little girl got the wand and like
I think the implication is that Grindelwald gave it to her, right? No, because he's using
Credence.
Creedence Clearwater Revival to like get to her, right?
That's good. That's very good.
What's his fucking name?
Credence Barebone.
Credence Barebone.
That's Credence
Credence
Clearwater.
Clearwater. That's his name.
CCR. It's a much better name than fucking Credence Barebone. Yeah, it's very interesting. Also, why does he just snoop underneath her bed like that? That's weird, bro. But yeah.
Well, he's like trying because he's working with Grindelwald for whatever reason.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, that's weird.
Also, I mean, I guess I get why they use the Deathly Hallows sign because it's like Grindelwald or whatever, but like, you're giving the plot twist away at that point. That like,
Why is Grindelwald just pretending to be a cop in America?
yeah, I know. That's okay. Okay.
Like no part of his plan in this movie requires him to pretend to be a cop for like
he
what must have been like 5 years minimum.
It had to have been. He's said to have been the second darkest wizard of all time. The first for that time before Voldemort. Like Voldemort.
They're talking about like he's doing crimes like right before this movie. Like the newspaper headlines we're getting of the time that this takes place is him fucking murdering lots of people.
He pulled. This is what happened in Goblet of Fire with Mad Eye Moody and Barty Crouch Jr. Except it's Grindelwald. Like, dude, Voldemort never hit somebody else.
I couldn't like keep up with the movie. Mm-hmm. Was this a cop who was already a cop who Grindelwald took his place?
Yes, because I was confused by this because I don't know why I never looked.
The movie doesn't make it super clear.
No, I thought in my head it was like this is just a completely new guy. He somehow rose through the ranks really quick or whatever. But then I read the wiki, and it was sort of like the Mad Eye Moody situation where somebody essentially kidnapped or killed the real Percival Graves and took his identity or whatever, and like he played it off so well that no one questioned it. And like there was like
But he's still been doing it for like a while though, because
oh,
he
he
has
had to
this
been.
relationship with
Right.
Credence that it has
Exactly.
implies has been like going on for like a year
Yeah.
or something.
Too long. Yeah, it's. I hope Colin Farrell's okay.
Oh, he's doing great.
He's
He's in the Batman.
he's the Batman.
He's in the Batman.
Oh my gosh, who is he?
We'll have to review the Batman
We
on.
gotta
It's
review
on
that.
HBO.
I've never seen a Batman movie.
Oh yeah, we'll have to do the Batman.
HBO Max, shout out.
HBO Max. So many movies on the Max.
So many movies on the Max. There's what movie? Hold on, we're gonna talk about HBO Max for a second.
That is what this podcast is.
That is very true. There's a movie on there that Risky Business. I'm in a real Tom Cruise phase right now. I just watched Top Gun for the first time.
Did you go see Maverick yet?
I have not seen Maverick yet.
Oh, you gotta see Maverick.
Begging my mom.
He's good though. He's good. Tommy C. Yeah.
Tommy C. I've of course been seeing it all over the TikToks of Miles Teller. The mustache. Mustache is back. But yeah, I want to watch Risky Business. Risky Business is on HBO Max, and he's in that, and he does the dance thing with Old Time Rock and Roll. So
interesting movie.
I don't know the plot of Risky Business.
Oh, it's gonna blow your mind when you find out what the plot of that movie is.
In my head, I think it's okay. I think it's a high school kid doing things. I don't know what
it is. He is a high school kid.
Oh.
Do you want to know what the plot of Risky Business is, or do you want this to be a plot like you want this to uncover as you watch?
I don't know which would be better.
Knowing
in blind or knowing beforehand?
You might want to know what it is before you watch it.
Okay, tell me the plot of Risky Business.
It is about a high school kid whose parents go away for like a week or whatever vacation. He hires a prostitute, and then they essentially like set up a whorehouse in his house.
Interesting. Okay.
I haven't seen Risky Business in forever. I'm pretty sure that's what happens in Risky Business.
That still sounds like a very the business that is risky.
That is the titular Risky Business. Yes.
Wow. Okay. That is not. I would have thought maybe the Risky Business would be like spy shit or whatever, but no. This is not at all.
No. Pretty good movie. Pretty good movie. Tom Cruise, a lot of good movies Tom Cruise has been in. People these days, they really forget about Tom Cruise, but he was crushing it for a long time.
How are the Mission Impossible movies? Are those good?
Most of them are good. Okay. Second one sucks.
Ooh.
The third and fourth are kind of like hit and miss. People really like Ghost Protocol. I'm sort of like give or take on it. Mm-hmm. But then like the last three are some of like the best action movies of all time.
Interesting.
Like Mission Impossible Fallout might be the best pure action movie of all time. It's awesome.
Huh. I don't think I've seen. Wait. Oh, that was Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt was Ocean's 11. I don't think I've seen a Tom Cruise movie before Top Gun.
Top Gun was the first one?
I think it was. Unless...
So, like, Tom Cruise has, like, 3 phases of his career, right?
Right.
Like, early on, like, heartthrob, just doing a bunch of movies with, like, whatever, like, big... Like, those are your Top Guns, your Risky Businesses, all that stuff. And then once he, like, established himself as, like, a big Hollywood star, he just started, like... He set up his own production company and just started working with, like, all the legendary directors that he could. Mm-hmm. That's when you get, like, your Rain Mans, your Born on the 4th of July's, Color of Money, all that stuff. And then, like, after he established himself as, like, a serious actor, went back to do whatever, like, action movies he wanted to do. Started working with Spielberg. Yeah.
He
was a lot of good movies.
Not in Shattered Glass. He was an executive producer in Shattered Glass. Never mind. This is a lot of movies.
Oh yeah. And like I got let me look at his filmography because I want what is like the banger to miss ratio on Tom Cruise? Because I bet it's pretty high.
He's done a lot of television. He has one. He was the director of an episode in '93, and that was it. Interesting. A few good men.
Well, he got started off like pretty young with The Outsiders, which was a Francis Ford Coppola joint.
He was in The Outsider. Okay, I have seen one Tom Cruise movie then, or before two, I guess now.
Oh, you've seen The Outsiders?
Oh, I've seen The Outsiders.
He is one of the titular outsiders.
Wow, he's Randall. He is Randall. Oh my gosh, The Outsiders is what made me fall in love with Rob Lowe.
Oh yeah, Rob Lowe.
Let me tell you what, the 7th grade, same year that Fantastic Beasts was announced, that I completely forgot is what we're technically talking about. The Outsiders, we read the book in 7th grade, and we watched the movie, and let me tell you what, Instagram fan accounts were made for The Outsiders, my friends had fan accounts. This is all we talked about for the rest of 7th grade.
Movie's awesome.
The Outsiders.
Is that on HBO Max?
Oh my god, is it? Can we?
Because that movie's actually like really good.
I cried when I saw it. It's on Fubo.
Ah, damn! This isn't a Fubo podcast.
No.
And that's like a lot of like actors like really early on were in The Outsiders. Like it's one of Tom Cruise's like very first movies. It's one of Matt Dillon's first movies. Really good.
Wow. There's so many people. Oh, what a good movie. Good book too.
This isn't a podcast about The Outsiders, but just to talk about The Outsiders for a little bit. There's some really good shots later in the movie where they're essentially like he's essentially like doing exact quote shots from Gone with the Wind. The more that the Pony Boy and what's his name, Derry, Johnny. Yeah, because they go off and hang out in that house and they read Gone with the Wind over and over again. And so they start using, the movie starts to look more like the movie Gone with the Wind as that happens.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Francis Ford Coppola is a genius. He's such a good director.
I've heard his name a lot. Stick old Pony Boy.
He did The Godfather.
He did do Godfather. That's a good movie. Like 3 hours long, but it's fantastic.
Long movie. Very good.
Long movie. Did I tell you when I tried to watch The Godfather for the first time, I almost watched the third one instead of the first one? I didn't realize it.
Ooh, that'd be a mistake.
Yeah.
That movie's not good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Not great third movie. It's so fantastic.
It's pretty bad.
And where to find... There was something with The Godfather. Oh, there's that show that's out about The Godfather with Miles Teller. About
there's like two. There's like two. I think it's a movie and a TV show right now coming out that are both like fictional depictions of the making of The Godfather.
At the same time?
Yeah.
What?
It is like actually like a really cool story about how The Godfather got made. Because essentially like the mob had to approve of the movie getting made.
Oh.
Yeah. And like there's some like crazy stuff. Robert Evans was the producer on that movie and like really helped get that movie made. Robert Evans is a fascinating fucking dude. His book, The Kid Stays in the Picture, is like really, really awesome. It's like one of the best Hollywood books ever written.
Interesting.
We're doing everything to not talk about Fantastic Beasts. The movie sucks.
It's not great. Like, it's just, I don't. Oh, I've got one. Tina, hot dog girl. She's eating a hot dog.
Hey, there you go.
That. I was like,
HDG.
Brandon's gonna be thrilled about that.
We just did I did a review of Mulholland Drive on Joe Merton's podcast Murders with Merton. That's out right now. Go check that out. And there's a scene where the hitman in that movie, him and his buddy eat hot dogs. I was like, hot dog guys.
That movie, I'm still confused by it.
You should go watch the episode of Murders with Mertens.
I should. I really should.
We get into a little bit. We don't go too deep into like discussing the themes and stuff, but I give some ideas. Love that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. I need to
Pretty decent.
rewatch 2001: A Space Odyssey because I just finished that
We
book.
should do that for this show.
We should. I'm down for
Yeah,
that. Yes.
because you just finished the book, right? So
hmm
we can
And you
go
know
in
what
deep on
book
that.
is also on HBO Max, or what movie? A View from the Top, the basis of the hit book by Richard Ayoade.
Have you read that?
I'm rereading it. I'm reading it reading it for the first time right now. It is one of the funniest books that I have ever read.
It's pretty good.
Very good.
Genius idea for a book.
Richard Ayoade, come on the show, please.
See, that's the thing is I'm not sure that we should ever do a review of A View from the Top, because that book is like the best possible thing that you can consume about that movie.
So good. I've never seen the movie before, and this book is fantastic.
I have seen it. It's really bad.
When Richard Ayoade was on the Graham Norton show talking about the book, he described it as, if you've ever seen a movie, you have seen this movie. So that's what I'm going on.
Yes. Have you seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place yet?
I have not yet. No, it's on my list. It's been on my list.
I think you can watch the entire thing on YouTube. You got to watch that because it's essentially the same idea as that book.
Oh.
Which is he's talked about it in his interviews a lot, and it's an idea I think is amazing, which is that so like sort of who was it? I think it's Aaron Sorkin. His like definition of drama is like intention meets conflict.
Oh.
And sort of the idea behind that book and Garth Marenghi's Dark Place is like the intention is making a great piece of art, and the obstacle is that you suck. And so the drama comes out of you being bad, but like really aspirational about what you're making.
That's good. That's good. All right, I'm sold. Yeah, it's treasure, international treasure, Richard Ayoade.
Yeah, I hope he makes another movie. His movies are good. I don't think any of them are on HBO Max.
I don't think I've seen any of his movies.
I think he's done 2 movies. He's done Submarine, which is really, really good, and then the Double, which is weird.
There's a movie on another streaming service that I will not name, even though we named Fubo. Okay, it's on Amazon Prime. It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Amazon Prime. It's called The Watch.
Oh, The Watch.
It looks like Ben Stiller, some other dude, maybe Jonah Hill.
That movie's not very good, but Richard Ayoade is really funny in it.
Yeah, I only have it on there because of Richard Ayoade. Oh, I watched that movie already.
Have you not seen it yet?
I have not yet. No, not yet.
Weird movie.
Weird. It looks like a weird movie. Oh, they already took Mamma Mia off? Okay. It's fantastic we sort of find them. I got a couple more notes. I think the Niffler and the Bowtruckle, absolutely adorable. They're the cutest animals. Beasts. I mean, the others are pretty adorable too. I like the colors, but I would love to hold a Niffler.
The Niffler's not like a famous mythical creature. Like, it's made up for the movie, right?
It's made up from Harry Potter, from the book series.
It just looks like a platypus.
It does.
What's the little tree guy?
Bowtruckle. Shoot, I can't think of his name.
That I like that.
Yeah.
He's great.
Pickett.
There's. I wish the movie would have done more stuff like with the Thunderbird. Yeah. I don't like. I think the idea of you're doing like a Fantastic Beasts movie would be like, okay, well, it's set in America, so do like more American Fantastic Beasts, and they do one.
Yeah. I do have not with the Thunderbird itself. Frank is great. I have a bone to pick with the Forgetful Rain. that just randomly sprinkles around New York City, and everybody is suddenly obliviated from what happened in New York.
Yeah, that's a really shitty plot device.
Yeah, they needed a solution. Boy, did they make one. But Frank's great. Shout out to Frank.
That is like classic late Harry Potter writing, where it's just like,
exactly.
fuck it, it's magic. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, it's.
We talked about that a lot during Harry Potter movie magic time, where it's just like, as things are needed, the rules just like appear.
Yep. Oh yes, and they. Yeah. Yep. Like I said, talked about it a lot.
There's a lot. There's one. Okay, so there's not enough Fantastic Beasts in this movie.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
It's like the first hour is Fantastic Beasts heavy, and then like it's actually no, the Fantastic Beasts don't matter. It's all about fucking Creedence Clearwater Revival. It should have been. They should have focused more on the beasts, but also like it should be focused more around like mythical creatures the audience is familiar with.
Right.
Like it's not. The Niffler isn't interesting because I don't know anything about Nifflers. I don't give a shit about Nifflers.
So, I liked the Nifflers a little bit just because they were in the books. They were never mentioned. The Bocharkle and the Niffler were both mentioned in the Harry Potter series during Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix. And in particular, in Order of the Phoenix, they put a Niffler in Umbridge's office, and the little Niffler completely ransacked her office, and it was wonderful and great. And they should have put it in the movie, and it would have been fantastic. Yeah, but I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see. Yeah, those two. They could have shown more. I want to see a blast-ended Scroot. Damn it. That's also from the books, not in the movies.
That's in it's in Goblet of Fire, right?
Yeah, they put it. Yeah. I don't think it'll be in Fantastic Beasts because I believe Hagrid breeded that animal.
Yeah, he makes them.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is very weird. Also, Newt Scamander and Hagrid are like expelled pretty much the same way, or similarly, because Hagrid is also expelled because of a beast. Well, okay, technically he's like framed for this other thing, but it's because of Aragog. Even though that's through the basilisk, and Newt is also expelled for a beast or whatever. I just thought it was I liked the parallel with Hagrid. Yeah.
It's so weird that they're just like it's 1926 and nobody has looked into magical beasts at all.
Yeah, it is very
Like they just don't fucking care.
I know, it's awful. Like they're great, but no.
But like from a real life point of view, that makes no sense.
It doesn't. No, not at all. And
like you wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, this entire we're not gonna scientists were looking at birds and shit for a long time.
Scientists like birds. Yeah, and you would think by extension, dragons at the very least, especially because of England's history with dragons. Dragons are cool too. Like, who wouldn't want to? They're cool. Who wouldn't want to?
Yeah, it's weird that they just don't care.
Yeah,
and not even that they don't care. But like when they show up to the off, they're just like, yeah, fucking kill all the animals. Yeah, fuck it, we don't care.
Like, okay, I got a bone to pick with this in particular because, Deathly Hallows, there is the giant rhinoceros, the rumpet. If you kill that, it explodes. With the horn, because in Deathly Hallows, in the books, the Lovegoods have one in their living room, and that's how Harry, Ron, and Hermione escape from the Lovegoods when the Deathly Hallows, or the Death Eaters come, and it explodes the house. So if you kill that rumpet, explosion, death everywhere. Just so careless. Come on. Ah.
I yeah. I think I like the better version of this movie is like, why didn't you have like Newt try to like capture the Jersey Devil or something?
Yeah, exactly. There, something, not this.
Yeah, like, or just like you obviously want to make a Dumbledore movie, so just make a Dumbledore
Yeah,
movie.
don't stick on the Fantastic Beasts name and just have Eddie Redmayne. I mean, I don't mind Eddie Redmayne being there, but like, have him do something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
It's.
yeah. It's
I'm gonna have more gripes with the next two movies, but
the next movie. We're gonna
the
go
next,
in hard on the next movie because the
I'm
next movie,
going.
this movie is bad. This is the best movie of the series.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna be the worst episode of this series because this movie's just fucking boring. There's
we
like it's not fun bad.
we
It's
spent
just like
we spent 20 minutes not talking about this movie.
yeah, it's like it's just like it's the worst kind of bad because it's just boring
It's
as
very
hell.
boring.
There's like
Especially.
nothing to talk about with this movie. It's just boring as shit. The next movie is a much worse movie, but like there will be so much to talk about.
I I
Yeah.
get angry next episode.
Yeah.
And I think yeah. Any final thoughts about I suppose you just said your final thoughts.
Well,
So I mean,
yeah.
but
Yeah. It's they shouldn't have made this movie. I mean, they made a bunch of money for it, so you know,
yeah,
they got what they want out of it. Yeah, this movie sucks. It's not good.
not great. No, it's a movie and it happened.
Uh,
And here we are.
they sh- they should have just handed this. They should have like David Yates and J.K. Rowling shouldn't have been involved in making this movie. They should have just handed the series off to somebody else and let them do other stuff.
Yeah.
It's like actually like very similar to like the Star Wars problem of like they're just like everything has to be wrapped around the central story from the original movies
Mm-hmm.
instead of just being like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Her. Go make a Harry Potter movie. It's just gonna have your Newt guy. He's gonna go around America. Fantastic Beasts. This is where they find him. They yeah. Instead, they have to. It all has to tie into Dumbledore and Grindelwald and all this shit. And it's like that's
In adding lore, that doesn't need to be added.
yeah. Like you already told the story, right?
Right.
The story was Harry Potter kills Dumbledore at the end of the story. That's the most interesting thing that's happened in this world ever. And now you're going to go back and there's essentially no stakes to the movie because we already know
Right. We know what
how it
happens.
ends.
Like we
Yeah.
don't, and we even know some of the lead up. Like we know enough. It's
Yeah, there's this like there's this old writing adage. I can't remember if it's like a Hitchcock quote or whatever, but it's like the story you tell should be like the most interesting thing that's ever happened to your character, like the most interesting thing. Like this isn't interesting. It's just like it's a thing that happened in the past that is just like it was flavor on the story that mattered.
Mm-hmm.
As like world building and depth for that story. It's not like who fucking cares about Grindelwald?
It just it makes no sense.
Who cares about Dumbledore? The only Dumbledore is only interesting in relation to Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly. It, I I remember being so excited when I first watched this movie because it's like, oh, cool, it's Grindelwald. And now looking back, I'm like, why? He there.
I think we talked about this in the Deathly Hallows episodes too, right? Which is that like Grindelwald just like isn't even like interesting. He's just a murderer.
Yeah, he like had his relationship with Dumbledore, And then he just killed a bunch of people for whatever reason. And then
Yeah,
he's going
I
after
know. 'Cause
the
when I
Elder
watched
Wand.
in the Crimes of Grindelwald, I think they sort of get like it's like he's involved in World War II in a
Yeah,
weird
I
way.
think there's something. Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. But
It's
that
like,
like wasn't like in the story beforehand. It was just like, yeah, he's a guy who like killed a bunch of people because he
right.
had a weird wand.
Yeah. And by the way, World War II, baby. And it's, we get Jude Law next movie too.
We do
And
get we
Dumbledore.
do get the Jude.
We did get the Jude the dude. Can't wait. Here we go, Dumbledore. And
The
for
next
some,
movie's so bad. I don't want to watch the next
I
movie.
know I have only
It's
ever
so
seen it
bad.
once, and it was when it came out. And like we said, don't remember anything from it.
So bad.
It's not gonna be a fun time. But we'll do
Yeah.
it for entertainment.
Yeah. The main thing is that like people have told us that the third one is somehow worse than the second, which is
I have not looked at the plot for the third one. I only know the name, and Grindelwald is different.
mhm, the Secrets of Dumbledore.
Secrets of Dumbledore. What are his secrets? Because you think by now we would know them all, but apparently he's got more.
He's got more secrets,
He's got more.
or they're just the same secrets.
Right, everyone knows. And also, oh, I only remember one thing from the trailer, and it's that Kowalski somehow gets a wand. So I'm very excited to see
Yeah,
how
yeah, we
that is,
talked
how
about
that
that
plays out.
in the last episode of the Harry Potter movie Magic Time. We talked about because that was I think like the day we recorded that
Yeah.
episode, the trailer dropped, right?
I think so, right around then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very curious.
That will
to
be
see.
interesting. We will have to figure that out.
So I don't know if excited is the right word. Intrigued, interested.
Yeah. Yeah, I will at least be like interested in watching the third one. The second one is going to be like
It's
dreading that.
going to be a time. But for now, we gotta keep people in the suspense, in
Yep.
the danger zone. Brandon, where can people find? I have also never introduced you.
Yeah, we just kind of got into it.
People know who
They
you are.
know.
They
This
know.
is. I mean, it's been a while, but
Yes.
the last episode we did was the Greg Miller
This
episode.
is true. People know.
But
It's fine.
they know the deal.
Yeah, it's no, it's up.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jose Ruckus, twitch.tv/Jose Ruckus. I have a new podcast out, Pop Cultural Studies. I'm supposed to be plugging this, and I've gone on like multiple podcasts and not plugged the show. So, Pop Cultural Studies. It's a deep dive into pop culture history. There's an episode with McKenna because everything I do has to have McKenna in it.
Of course.
We talk about the history of G.I. Joe and how it went from a regular like toy into like a cartoon series.
It's great.
There's an episode with Mario Rivera, who we've done episodes with on this podcast. You know him, you love him. We talk about the James Cameron Spider-Man movie that did not get made. That's interesting as well.
Yay!
Yeah.
Go check them out. All of the things. You can find me on Twitter at PotterPants212, and there's a link in my bio for some of the other things that I do. Until next time, it's been sort of kind of Harry Potter movie magic time. Buckle up, because it's only the beginning.
Not so fantastic movies and where to find them on HBO Max.
That's good. We're using that. That's the new tagline. Yay!